Hello, I am Sisi Modupe Fadope. Welcome to Africa's Vision Network. AVN features African cultural awareness, education, business promotion, and other issues concerning the African world. We're glad you could join us for today's program. On today's show, we have storytelling. Dr. Michael Otaigbe is our storyteller. Dr. Otaigbe is an educator and dean for the Strayer College in Woodbridge, Virginia. Dr. Otaigbe, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, you're going to be telling us stories today,
yes,
aren't
I'm going to
you?
be telling folk tales.
We're all very excited to have you here.
Yes.
Now, your first story, what is it called?
It's called the clasped hands.
And
the
it's from
closed
what
hands.
part of the continent?
It's from Zimbabwe in southern Africa.
Great. Go ahead, tell us your story.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. This is a story about a little boy, 5 years old. Could you clasp your hand? Let me see. Clasp your hands. Clasp your hands. Very good. The little boy asked Grandma, Grandma, how come little babies, they're always folding their hand like this? They are closing their hands, clasping their hands. Why? Why? You know what Grandma said? You know what Grandma told the little boy?
What did Grandma say?
All right. Grandma said, the reason why we clasp our hands when we are little babies, when we first came to this life, is when we were coming to this life, we came with special gifts, special talents. We didn't want to lose them. That's why we are holding them in our hands. We didn't want to lose them. As we started to grow up, we started using those special talents to help ourselves and to help other people. So my question to you is, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be? Huh? A doctor, a medical doctor. Yes. She wants to use her special skills, her special talents in the medical field.
So now when your hands are opening, does this mean you're becoming more independent?
Yes,
tell us a little bit about
it
that.
means you are becoming what you wanted to be in this life.
And it starts very young.
It starts very young.
Okay, that's a very nice story. Did you enjoy that, kids? All right. Now, you've got more stories, don't you?
Yes.
You've got another story.
Yes.
What's your second story?
All right, the second story is entitled, Is It Dead or Alive?
Is what dead or alive?
Is it dead or alive?
Is it dead or alive?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's a story about, again, a little boy, 7 years old. You know, in Africa, in many parts of Africa, we believe that the older you are, the wiser you are. We respect the elderly. We respect age. We respect the elderly people in Africa. So this little boy did not quite believe this. He didn't agree with this. He wanted to test the wisdom of age. You know what he did? Do you know what he did? He captured a live, what is this? What is this? Huh? A lizard. A lizard.
A live lizard?
Yes, a live lizard.
Oh.
He captured it, and what he wanted to do, he closed his hand like this, and he wanted to ask the old man, is it dead or alive? What he wanted to do was, if the old man said it is dead, he would say, ha, got you, look. If the old man said it was alive, you know what he would do? And kill it. So he went to the old man and asked, is he dead or alive? Is he dead or alive? The little boy was surprised that the old man was looking at his eyes, his face. He wasn't looking at his hand. Is he dead or alive? The old man said, it's whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be.
Okay. Now, the little boy wanted to trick the old man.
Yes.
And he was outdone by the old man.
Yes.
Now, what did he do afterwards?
Afterwards, he From that day on, he respected the African tradition of respecting the elderly.
Very interesting story. We certainly learned something from that, didn't we? Now, how long have you been telling stories, Dr. Otaigbe?
Since I was a little boy.
A little boy?
Yeah, in my village in Africa.
Tell us about your village. Where is it?
It's Otaigbe in Nigeria. And it's about 200 miles away from Lagos.
And you've been telling your stories since you were a little boy.
Yes.
How did you learn your stories? There must be a story there somewhere.
Yes, from our parents, from our fathers, from our moms, and from our playmates. We used to gather around a storytelling tree like this, and we tell each other a story. We take turns in telling stories.
That's because you didn't have TVs back then.
I didn't have the luxury of having TV. Thank God I didn't have TV.
So
I didn't have Nintendo.
No.
No Nintendo.
No Nintendo.
No
TV.
Yeah, thank
and
God.
All you did was
so
tell
I used
stories.
my imagination.
Okay. Well, you're going to tell us another story, aren't you?
Yes,
all right.
yes. This one, let me ask you before I start this. How many of you have watched The Lion King? How many of you? All right, all right. This is a story about who is the king of the jungle. Who is the real king of the African jungle? I will tell you. You will get this from an African man. You will hear this. I know Walt Disney paid a lot of money to tell us that the lion is the king of the jungle. You will know the truth here, right here.
Are you saying the lion is not the king of the jungle?
We shall find out. We shall find out. We shall find out. This is a story about a lion, very proud, very arrogant. One day, I am the king of the African jungle. He wanted to test this. You know what he did? He went around the jungle, asking everyone, any animal that he met, he would ask, who is the king of the jungle? If that animal mentioned someone else, you know what he will do? He will come out and just hit it. So this night, he went around, and the first animal that he met was, what is this? The gorilla. The gorilla. Mr. Gorilla! Mr. Gorilla! Who is the real king of the African jungle? The gorilla was so scared that he almost pee-pee on himself. Yes, 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 yes. You are the king of the African jungle. And the lion said, go away. Next came, what is this? What is the giraffe? Mr. Giraffe, who is the real king of the African jungle? The giraffe, with his long neck, was scared. Who's gonna help me? The lion is gonna kill me. It's gonna eat me. Oh, please help me, help me. There was no help in the way. So he came to the lion and said, you are the king of the African jungle. Am I free to go now? Yes, go away. Next, ladies and gentlemen, next came, what is this? What is the tiger? The tiger. Mr. Tiger, who is the real king of the African jungle? The lion roared. The tiger said, oh, I've been taking care of my baby tigers. I'm tired. I can't fight tonight. Oh, lion, you are the king of the African jungle.
Even the tiger gave up?
Yes. The tiger said, am I free to go now? Yes, go away. Finally, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, what is this? The elephant. The elephant came, and the lion again roared. Who is the real king of the African jungle? The elephant did not say any word. You know what he did? Do you know what he did? What is this? Its trunk. The trunk. The elephant was looking around in the jungle, looking for a big tree. and he found one. And you know what he did with his trunk? He wrapped it around the lion. He wrapped it around the lion. And for 50 times on the big tree, the lion said, I just asked you a question. Just because you don't know the answer, you don't have to be so upset. That is why, if you go to my village in Ruakmai, in Nigeria, and you call all the children, you ask them, who is the king of the African jungle? They will all tell you in unison that it is the elephant.
Very interesting. Now, what's the moral of that story? Can anyone tell me?
Elephant.
The elephant is the king of the jungle. Why was the lion so determined to be king? Because he thought he was the bravest and what? Ah, okay. He got the point of the story.
Yes,
The lion thought he was the bravest, but he met his match, didn't he?
Yes. My mom told me that story.
Ah, okay.
Before I came to the U.S.
Wonderful.
And he said, when you go to a foreign country, you don't be like the arrogant lion. Be the humble, self-confident elephant.
Oh, wonderful. Now, you used a lot of animal symbols in your story. Why do you do that?
To bring it home to the children.
Yeah? You think children relate more to animals than to
I really do.
Humans?
I think so. I think so. It makes it more practical for the kids.
Most of the people, when they think about Africa anyway, perhaps the kids already think that. They already think of animals. Are you afraid that it might reinforce in their minds about the jungle? What do you think of this?
I think we tend to underestimate the wisdom of children. They know the difference. They know the difference. That is for symbolism. They know it.
All right, and the stories that you just told us, they've been told for?
Yeah, it has been handed down from generation to generation.
Oh, okay. Now, in Africa in general, is this a general practice or is this restricted to certain areas where stories are told?
In many parts of Africa, I know in my village that this was how I was brought up.
Okay.
In other parts, it might be a little different.
All right. What else can you tell us? You told us a story from Zimbabwe. What else can you tell us about another country that you told us? You told a story from Nigeria and from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Nigeria.
Nigeria is a home of about close to 200 million people.
Okay.
Is it
no,
200?
No, 90 million people.
How many? 90 to 100 million,
90
right?
Million people,
okay,
yes.
90 million, I'm sorry. And it's made up of different ethnic groups.
Okay.
If you go to Nigeria, there are many ethnic languages spoken in Nigeria.
And what animals would you find in Nigeria?
You find giraffes. You find some elephants in Nigeria.
And what else would you find in Nigeria besides animals?
You find you find people.
Thank goodness.
You find people, and it depends on where you are.
Okay.
We have cities, we have suburbs. We have villages, just like in the United States.
Okay, and what about Zimbabwe? What animals would you find in Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe?
In Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe, you might find animals like, I believe, lions. I'm not very sure of this. Maybe lions, maybe tigers. I'm not sure.
And the little lizard that you were playing with, where would you find lizards?
You'll find them, if you go to my village, you'll find lizards.
Okay. Now, do you teach at Strayer College, do you teach storytelling as a part of the curriculum?
Yeah, I teach the study of Africa, Asia, and Latin America.
Okay.
And I incorporate African folktales in my teaching.
Okay. Now, how much do you think children get from these stories that you tell them?
I think it's the most non-threatening way to teach values to children. I know with my kids, when I say, hey, come, let me advise you, they tune out. But when I say, come, let me tell you some folk tales, they come running. So I know it's very effective.
Okay. As we were talking earlier, you mentioned that you didn't have Nintendo, you didn't have television.
That's right.
In an age where children do have access to these play toys, how much do your stories have impact on the children compared to the impact of these technology and
actually,
these toys?
they are very happy to see a live performance for a change. So they really appreciate it instead of machines.
So when you go out in the community, there are lots of young people who come to hear you?
Yes, lots of children. I go to schools. I also go to businesses, and I use folk tales that are relevant to the group I'm speaking to.
I see. So what would be, there are some grown-ups in our audience. Do you have a grown-up story you could tell us?
Yes.
All right. Well, here's another story.
All right. One is entitled Two Shoe Salesmen.
Okay. Two shoe salesmen.
Yes.
These are shoe salesmen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A U.S. company wanted to expand business overseas, and they asked for volunteers in the group and say, hey, who wants to go to Africa to explore whether there's a market for shoes in Africa?
All right.
The first salesman who went to Africa came to the city and looked around. Oh, all right, good.
Where did he go in Africa?
He was in Lagos.
Okay.
Yes, which is very much like New York or Washington, D.C. So he felt at home in Lagos. And then he was told, how about the villages? So he was taken to the villages. Oh, he was upset.
He was?
Yes, he was upset. Because he said a lot of people were not wearing shoes in Africa, in the villages. He went to the city and called his CEO. Why did you send me to Africa? People don't wear shoes in Africa. I'm quitting the job. I don't want to come anymore. I quit the job. So he came to the U.S. angry, upset that he was sent to Africa. The second shoe salesman went, visited the city, said, wow, this is good, just like home, just like New York and just like Washington, but what I really want to see are the villages. I want to see the villages. That's what I want to see. So he went and saw that, wow, so, many people were not wearing shoes yet. And he said, he went to the telephone, couldn't wait to call. Oh, thank you. Thank God you sent me to Africa. I see marketing possibilities, a lot of opportunities to sell shoes, because a lot of people are not wearing shoes yet in the villages. So life is a matter of perspective.
It's what you make of it.
It's what you make of it.
Those are
It's either you see the glass half full or half empty.
Oh, very good. Dr. Otaigbe tells very good stories, don't you? Does anybody have a question for Dr. Otaigbe that they want to ask? No, nobody has any questions. Okay, you have some proverbs for us too, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we also use proverbs to teach values. One of them is called, do you want to read it, the number one?
All right. And you're gonna
yes,
tell us a little more about it.
Yes.
All right. Okay, the first one says, no matter how long a piece of wood stays in the water, it will never become a crocodile. I should hope not.
Yes. No matter how long a piece of wood stays in the water, it will never become a crocodile.
Okay. Why would a piece of wood want to be a crocodile anyway?
Yeah, it's saying, be yourself.
Okay.
No matter how I try, I can never be like you, and you may never be like me. So be myself.
Each person has their own uniqueness.
Yes, it teaches self-determination.
All right. And we've got a second one. A cow does not know the value of its tail until it is cut off.
That's right.
Oh, dear.
That's right. This is very important for you, because sometimes we feel, oh, mom and dad, they are driving me crazy. I can't wait to get out of the home. I can't wait to move away. But remember that a cow does not know the value of its tail until it is cut off. Don't wait to move out of your parents' home to know the value of what your parents were doing for you. Don't wait to be in California, to be here in New York, to say, oh my God, I got it. I really had it easy when I was living in my parents' home. Don't wait like the cow.
Okay. I got another one. It says, the ruin of a nation begins in the home of its people.
Yes.
I know this one teaches the values of community, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
Community involvement.
All
and
right.
this one is for the parents.
It's for the parents?
Yes. Mom and dad in the audience, this is for you. This is for you. This is saying that if I tolerate a little indiscipline in my home, you tolerate a little indiscipline in your home, you tolerate a little one in your home, what kind of neighborhood are we going to have? What kind of community are we going to have? What kind of nation are we going to have? A nation of indisciplined people. So it starts from my home, it starts from your home.
We don't want indiscipline. So each of us must do our part.
We must do our part.
Now in Africa, most people do this already. They don't have to be taught, do they?
That's right.
Do you find that people need to learn this very important skill
Yes.
in community building?
Yeah, community parenting.
Okay. We've got another one. The fourth one says, where one thing stands, something else always stands beside it.
Yes, yes. Where one thing stands, something else always stands beside it. This is teaching us about that no one has monopoly on knowledge. My opinion is as good as yours, yours is as good as mine. So let me give you a chance to give me your opinion. You also have to give me a chance to speak out. No one has all the wisdom in the world.
What if my opinion is more informed than yours? Oh. What if I have more book knowledge than you?
Yes, I have to agree with you, but you will at least listen to mine.
Okay, so
I will also listen to the children.
Okay, so it's important that we listen to each other.
Yes.
All right, that's a good one. And we've got another one here. The fifth one says, we all know this one because we've heard it. It's the title of a book by the First Lady. It takes a whole village to raise a child.
Yes.
Why do they say that?
It takes a whole village because it takes a whole village to raise a child. It's easy to make a baby. It's easy. The challenge is to bring up this baby in an upright way. That's the challenge. And it involves the family, the government, and all the people in the community, the schools, the school system, the police. We have to be involved to raise good
Involved
kids.
how?
How, if I see a child that is misbehaving, I should speak out and say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. I will tell your mom. I will tell your dad. That's how we get involved.
And is it catching on? Do you find that more parents are getting involved in other people's children, or they're afraid to?
I think if we spread the word around, if we make people understand that you are not trying to interfere in the family affairs of other people, I think people will support it.
People don't see it as interfering?
Some will do, some will do, but it depends on the people.
Okay. Now, do we have another story that we can hear?
Okay, do we have time for another one?
We have time for another quick story, don't we?
All right.
All right.
This is a story about life is an echo. Life is an echo.
Okay.
This is a story about a little girl.
Very quickly.
A little girl.
Right.
Yes, a little girl.
This one we got a girl. All right.
A little girl who lived with her mom. Very good girl. Helps mom around the house. Wash the dishes. Clean the floor. But one day, she was bad. She was bad. You know what she did? Her mom was angry. Her mom scolded her. Said, why did you do this? Why? Don't do this again. Oh, the little girl was angry that mommy was upset with her. You know what she did? Oh, she called her mom name. She said, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Ooh.
She told her mom. She was afraid that mom was gonna spank her. You know what she did? She ran away and went to the woods in the backyard and climbed a tree. When she got there on the tree, she shouted, I hate you. I hate you, I hate you. To her surprise, far, far, far away, she was hearing a voice that was saying, I hate you. I hate you. She was afraid. She quickly climbed down and went to her mom. Mom, there's a wicked man in the bush. He's telling me, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. So mom understood what was going on. She took her hand and said, let's go back. They went back to the woods. I said, climb. I said, climb. When she got there, she said, say I love you. I said, I love you, I love you, I love you. And far, far away.
It was picked up.
It was picked
Wonderful.
up. Saying, I love you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michael Otaigbe, telling us stories on Africa's Vision Network tonight. Thank you, children. You did very well. See you next time. I am Sisi Modukwe Fadokwe.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Very nice to meet you. All right. Good stories. Very interesting stories. Wonderful.